I'm Josh Harris, Associate State Director for AARP Illinois. We're so glad to welcome you to this exciting event. AARP knows this pandemic has been trying on us all, threatening the health and financial security of millions of Americans 50 plus. That's why it is our pleasure to bring you this night of levity, some fine art to help us all recharge, connect, and address some of the social isolation we know people are feeling at this time. It's our way of reminding you that AARP Illinois is here for you.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Alan Emerson Hicks, and welcome to Emerson Studio, the holiday edition. And this is also the final episode of the Bronzeville Trolley tours for the season. And it has been a long season, but I think we're pretty much ready for take a little hiatus. It's been a pleasure to work with the film crew, and doing this something new during the COVID. But I'm ready for taking a little break. And since this is the holiday edition, I figured I should do an episode of Cocktails and Conversations, right? And this, for the holidays, I figured, we're going to be celebrating, and this year being a COVID year, there's probably a lot of people won't be going out for New Year's. So I figured maybe buying a really nice bottle of champagne and celebrating at home would be a good idea. So let me talk to you guys about champagne, okay? And now with champagne, there's basically two methods of champagne. Well, there's several methods of champagne, but there's two main methods of champagne. And one is called the traditional method, which is, it's also called champagne traditional, or it's also called the method champignon, or champagne method. And that's the one that most French champagnes are made from. And you may all know that an original actual champagne has to be made in the Champagne region of France to be considered a champagne. And although other champagnes or other sparkling wines are made by the traditional method or the method champignon, it can't be considered champagne if it's not made in France. So, the one traditional method champagne that I'm going to be showing you is Corbel. I'm going to be talking about is Corbel. And Corbel is made in California. And it's also, I've been to their vineyard, and I would never drink Corbel before, but once I went to their vineyard and I saw their operation, I was convinced. It's a nice bottle of sparkling wine made in the traditional champagne style. And the other style or method of making champagne is called Charmat. What do we? Charmat, which is CHARMAT, Charmat method, and it's a two-part method. Whereas the traditional method of champagne, it's made in one bottle, and I think throughout the course of a year, the bottle is like rotated like this in a machine, and it kind of takes all the sediment that's in the bottle, and it rotates it up and whatever. But the Charmat method is it's done in two parts, so it's not done in the one bottle. So that would be the main difference between the two styles, okay? But like I said, and there are also different places in the world have different kinds of champagne, and they're called different things. A sparkling wine in Italy is called a Prosecco, is a popular one, and there's other ones in Italy, other sparkling wines in Italy, but the most popular one is Prosecco. That's a Prosecco. Cavas are made in Spain, and they're also made, some can be made by the traditional method or by the Charmat method. And this one is also a Charmat method American barefoot, and I'm going to be talking about each one of them. So, first off, how do you open a bottle of champagne? Well, actually, there's a little wire underneath. If you've never opened a bottle of champagne, I know it could be a little daunting for someone that's never done it, but there's a little piece of wire underneath the foil that's on the bottle, and you want to like untwist that little wire, and it's a cap that's keeping the cork on. And when you're opening a bottle of champagne, you always want to point it away from you and anyone else. So I don't want to point it towards, no, I want to point it away from everyone. So I'm going to point it towards here, okay? Because anything can really happen with a cork. So, and you just slowly twist it off. And the sound that you want to hear is, you don't necessarily want to hear that. You want to hear like a, so that was, that means that a little bit of the bubbly has escaped. So that is a traditional. This is the method champignon, the traditional method of making champagne, but an American champagne. Okay, and you want to taste that? It's and it's a brut, which means that it's not real sweet. But I like this. So this is what I would get if I was celebrating or whatever. So it's a decent bottle of champagne. Toast. Cheers. So now, there are several different kinds of cocktails that you can make with champagne. And I wanted to talk about the 3 most popular kinds of cocktails that you can make with champagne. Because not only do you have to have a glass of champagne, you may want to make a cocktail out of it, right? So the first cocktail I want to talk about is something called a champagne cocktail, which actually takes, it's champagne, but you take a sugar cube, and you douse it in vermouth, in bitters. And I have 2 bitters. I have Angostura bitters, which is a more traditional bitters, and Pete Child's bitters, which is more of a sweet bitters. This is more of a bitter. This is more of a sweet bitters. So you can mix it up with your bitters, but what a champagne cocktail is sugar and bitters. And what you want to do is you want to douse that sugar cube in bitters, drop it to the bottom of the glass, and then fill the glass. And I would say if you did a champagne cocktail, I would say to at least do one with the champagne that was the traditional method. You want to try that?
Sure.
Okay. Bitters, sugar, bottom, glass filled. So you know what the champagne tasted like before you had the bitters and the sugar, right?
Yes.
So let's compare the two.
Okay.
So before it was, I find the champagne to be crisp and dry, like a dry finish. So let's see what this is gonna do to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you can change it with the kind of bitters that you use. If you go to your liquor store, there's several kinds of bitters. There's like raspberry and blueberry bitters, and there's just a bunch of bitters. So you can try a champagne cocktail, but mix it up, okay?
Okay.
Now, the next champagne cocktail that I'm gonna make is a French 45. And I was under the impression, being a bartender, I just thought that a French 45 really was just champagne and cognac. But no, it's a little different. It's actually a cocktail to it. So, what is it? Okay, so it's a cocktail. So the French 45 is a champagne cocktail that uses cognac, and you use a shot of cognac, lemon juice, and sugar. What bars use is something called simple syrup, which is sugar water. I use agave syrup, which is also a sweetener, just like simple syrup. Just using agave. So that's, you want to shake it up. Get your champagne glass. Maybe I'll get two.
Finish that.
I could do two. I'm gonna make this into two, so it's gonna be like half of a
Okay.
cocktail. Okay. And you strain that mixture into your champagne glass. This would actually go all into one champagne glass, but since I'm making two, I'm just gonna
Since
mix
he
it up.
has a friend over.
Since I have a friend, so I'm just doing a half of a glass each. So, and then you fill that with champagne. Ooh, see, perfect. Oh, well, went over the top. Well, there you go. Not perfect. Oh. No. Double not perfect. But, oh
Slow it down.
well. Slow it down. Yeah, right. I know. Well, you know, when you're doing these, you also have to taste them, right? So we've been experimenting
We've
all
been
night.
tasting.
So, yeah,
That's for sure. Maybe since 6:30.
There you go. There you go. Here's the French 45. Now, what do you think of that? Now, we've
Bring it
already
on.
had the champagne by itself, and this is the French 45. Now, remember, that's cognac in there.
That's delicious.
Isn't that good? That's really good. You
That's
got to try it.
really
Now,
good.
this is one you really have to try. This is really
Yeah,
good.
this
This is
is
a really good cocktail. Boy.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
mean,
a tequila drinker.
I know this may be my
But I
this
like
may
it.
be my drink, so I don't know, but that's a really good one. So that's the French 45.
That's really good.
That really is.
Mm.
Boy.
Yeah.
So the mimosa, and like I was saying, that you don't necessarily have to buy an expensive bottle of champagne, even a champagne, a sparkling wine with the in the traditional champagne method. This is made with the Charmat method, and it would be fine for mimosas. Because what is a mimosa? A mimosa is actually like champagne and orange juice. So what you would do is you would fill the glass up with champagne, and then pour the orange juice on top of that. So, and I would say even if I was having a, and this is orange juice, I would say even if I was having a party, like a brunch or whatever, I would mix it up. I mean, who's to say that you can't put like pineapple juice in a mimosa, right? So, you know, this is your traditional mimosa. You know, maybe put a little pineapple juice in it, right? And maybe even, you know, do something daring like add a little cranberry juice to it too. You know,
all
so
right. Yeah.
you know, the sky's the limit, right? And
Okay.
you can have your very own, you
I'll
know,
take the pineapple.
mimosa celebration,
Thank
right?
you.
So there. So let's try those. And this is with the Charmat method.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Still good. That's good
Oh
with
yeah,
the
this is good
with
with the pineapple.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay. So that was it. That was my champagne presentation. I showed you the three cocktails. They were the champagne cocktail, the French 45, and also the mimosa, which you can also mix up with other juices. Try those at home, and you know. And next I'll be doing a presentation of my artwork. It's supposed to be the Parliament Funkadelic show.
There you go. You got
But
it.
this being a COVID year, anything's possible. So we are going to leave it up to the Parliament Funkadelic gods, because I actually haven't talked to the person that we're supposed to be doing the show in the space with. But I'm going to be giving you my version of Parliament Funkadelic. So,
One way or the other.
one way or the other. That's right. So, to you, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
To our final trolley tour for the year. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations to the niece who has been with me the entire time.
Yes.
She's been to every trolley tour, right?
Yes.
Right there by my side. And
Yes.
You know, so.
And June, but she can't be here today.
And she's not here right now,
Yeah,
but.
she can't be here today.
Thank you so much for being a part of our trolley tour this year, this special pandemic trolley tour. And happy holidays to you all.
And to your families.
And Happy New Year.
Yes, yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.